is Ashwini. Welcome to CKA Cert Hands-On channel. The purpose of my channel is to get people who want to give CKA 2025 exam get started on their hands-on practicing journey once they finish the formal course of CKA and have a basic understanding of Kubernetes concepts. This creates a depth in your understanding of each concept and helps you crack CKA exam. I've got playlists for each category as mentioned here for storage, services and networking troubleshooting. I haven't yet created this one, but currently we are going through workloads and scheduling, which constitutes 15% of CKA exams. So today's video is about how we can expose pods as a service. So let's just quickly set the context. And in an ideal world scenario, we generally use either deployments. Or we don't use pods to expose, but you might get questions in any way, right? So it's good to understand if you ever got to get questions to expose pods as a service, to understand how we can do that as well. So because pods have a life cycle, pods can die, right? And if you never know, if the node is dead, they may not come back up. There might be other things why a pod cannot be restarted or cannot be brought up back again. Whereas if you use a deployment for a service, the deployment will make sure that there is a desired number of replicas are always running using the replica set, and then you will have the pods running, right? So that way your service will always go to a healthy backend pod, right? If you just give to pod, there is no guarantee that the pod is always running, right? But still, it's good to understand how we can create a pod and also expose the pod as a service. So today what I'm doing is all imperative. When you run a pod, so create a pod is Ubuntu pod minus image equal to Ubuntu, and labels also minus labels equal to app equal to OS. Now before I create it, I want you to understand that you don't have to remember all these things, right? You can just say run and then give the pod name and just do a -h, and you will have all the flags that you can run with. So it's a minus image equal to image. Now it doesn't have minus labels here, but we have a labels, right? So you will have some examples as well here, and you will also have all the options that you can run your commands with. So if you go through it, you have a -l, minus labels as well. So you don't have to remember anything. You just have to do a -h to get. So I'm gonna do it. Run Ubuntu pod minus image equal to Ubuntu minus labels equal to app equal to OS. Now I'm just typing. In your exam, please copy paste all the values. And the next thing is you create a service and expose it. The same thing, I'm doing it imperatively. If you do k-expose, it just k-expose. Now it says, now I don't know, right? I just did k-expose, and then what is the next command? I don't know what. Do I give a service? Do I give a pod? So it says you must provide one or more resources by argument of file name. So what do you want to expose? I want to expose the pod, okay? And then I don't know what to do, right? I can just say -h. Now one of the good things here is you will have so you actually have an exact command that is directly related to our assignment. Is you give the pod, you give the name of the pod, and it is asking you to expose it on the port 8080. So you give the port name, and then the name of the service is Ubuntu service. So I'm just going to copy it because nobody is expected to remember the commands. have to refer the documentation. So let's go from the pod. So your service is created now. If I describe service, Ubuntu service. So by default the service type is cluster, and we've got the selector app equal to OS because that is the label for our pod, so it'll use that selector. And it's got an IP and it's got a target port which is 8080. So that is how you expose a pod with a service. And if there is an application running on that pod, then you're basically exposing that application using a service on the port 8080, which is an internal IP, which is the cluster IP within the cluster. So let's check. Yeah, so that is the validation is successful, and that's how you expose the pod. Now today's video is we are not going in depth of understanding like from a service point of view, but more from how do you create a pod imperatively and how do you expose it. It's a very very basic understanding of like, okay, I've got a pod where my app is running. Now I want to expose it using a service. How do I do it? This is how you do it. If you like my videos, please share, subscribe to my channel, and also like it. I will be providing the KillerCoda link and also the documentation and the playlist links will also be provided in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, happy learning. Bye.